The forbidden border. The crew of the alien scout ship Veltra drifted through the edge of the Orion Spur. Their navigation lights dimmed, their voices hushed, for before them shimmered the invisible line every starfaring species feared to cross, the boundary of human space for centuries. Stories whispered through the galactic trade routes told of fleets that vanished here, ships that entered but never returned, and distress signals that ended in static. Yet curiosity was a disease stronger than fear, and Captain Zeltor had always been infected by it. He leaned forward in his command chair, his scaled hands gripping the armrests. "Recorders on, engines silent," he ordered. His voice steady but low. "We'll cross in shadow. See what truth hides behind the myths." Beside him, First Officer Rinka's frills twitched nervously. "Captain, the Council forbids any contact with humans. Their worlds are marked." "Isolated," she said. "Even the Traders Guild refuses their routes." Zeltor smiled faintly. "Which means profit and glory for those who dare," he replied, staring into the dark void ahead. "Prepare to enter human territory." The moment Veltra slipped past the navigation beacon, the stars themselves seemed to fade. Sensors flickered, and a strange hum filled the ship. Not sound, but vibration, like the universe itself warning them. "Readings unstable," the technician muttered. "Power fluctuations across the core grid." Then, a signal pulsed through the blackness, faint but deliberate. A simple message repeated in ancient galactic standard. "Turn back," Rinka's eyes widened. "That frequency, it's pre-contact tech thousands of years old." The captain frowned. "Play it again," the signal repeated. Same words, same tone, each transmission slightly closer, as if something enormous were moving toward them. On the forward screen, a shadow began to grow, massive and silent, blocking the stars one by one. At first it looked like an asteroid. Then the ship's lights reflected off armor plates the size of cities by the core, whispered an ensign. That's a ship," but no transponder code appeared. No emission signature matched any known fleet. "It's human," Rinka said quietly. "They built that." The Veltra trembled as if caught in a giant hand. Gravity wells twisted around them. Systems screamed in protest. And the shadow ship's outline sharpened. A monolith of black steel with glowing crimson seams, communication link open. The captain asked, no response, then for a heartbeat. The alien crew heard a voice through every speaker, not a language, not words, just a single, calm whisper translated directly into thought. "You should not have come." Every light on the bridge flickered out, and the Veltra drifted powerless into the darkness. Captain Zeltor stood frozen, realizing at last why no vessel ever returned from human space. The awakening of the Sentinel. The Veltra floated in the endless black, its lights dead, its crew trapped between panic and silence. The void outside pulsed faintly red as if alive. Breathing, watching, Captain Zeltor's voice broke through the static. "Status report," he commanded, though his words trembled slightly. "Main systems offline, no engine control, no comms." The technician replied. "It's like something is holding us in place." Rinka stared at the growing crimson glow on the main screen. "That's not a star," she whispered. "It's an eye, outside." The colossal human warship turned its gaze upon them, vast metallic armor sliding like muscle beneath a sleeping beast. The name etched upon its hull in forgotten Terran script flickered alive. Sentinel-01. "Old human designation," Zeltor murmured. "From before the Galactic Accord? Before they vanished." Then the Veltra's systems came alive on their own. Screens blazed, displays rearranged, and a human face appeared, grainy and cold. "This sector is restricted. State your intent." The alien crew froze. The voice was calm, human, yet there was no emotion. Only mechanical rhythm. Zeltor swallowed. "We come in peace. We seek knowledge, trade, understanding." The face blinked once, then twice, as if thinking. "Peace," it repeated, the tone unchanged. "You cross into human territory without consent. You violate quarantine law 917. Penalty, termination." "Wait!" Zeltor shouted. "There are no humans left," the council said. But before he could finish, the stars shifted. The Sentinel's hull opened, revealing rows of weapons that did not shine with fire, but with pure white energy bending space around them. Rinka whispered, "Those are stellar lances." Impossible to build, the captain's mind raced. Shields to maximum, evasive thrusters. Now, the Veltra twisted through the dark. But every movement felt slowed, as if space itself resisted. Then the Sentinel spoke again. Judgment deferred, anomaly detected. Life signatures, non-hostile curiosity units. For a moment, the energy lances dimmed and the voice softened. You should not be here. Zeltor took the chance. We can leave, we will leave, I swear it. Silence. Then a low rumble echoed through their hull. Not destruction, but activation. Deep beneath the Sentinel's structure, thousands of smaller signals awakened. One after another, Captain, the technician said. Horror rising. There are hundreds of them. All around us, through the void, shapes emerged. Dormant warships, black as night, circling, waiting. The Veltra was now surrounded by a graveyard of human vessels that were not dead, merely sleeping, Renka whispered. This is their defense grid. The Sentinel's face returned, clearer now, almost human, but too still. The war ended, but the Guardians remained. Humanity withdrew, left us to watch. Watch what? Zeltor asked softly. The voice paused. To ensure no one crosses again. The red glow spread until it filled every window, and the alien ship began to move, not by its engines, but dragged deeper into the black, toward the heart of the forbidden system. And far beyond, unseen by any eye, something vast stirred awake. A voice older than empires whispering across the stars. Protocol Zero reinitiated. The humans, it seemed, were not gone, merely waiting. Echoes of the lost war. The Veltra drifted deeper into the darkness, pulled by an unseen force. The alien crew could see the glow of countless derelict ships. Ancient, scarred and silent, yet arranged in perfect orbit around a dying star. Captain Zeltor stared in awe. This isn't a graveyard, he said quietly. It's a formation. Rinka adjusted her sensors, her voice shaking. Each ship is human design, pre-Exodus era, but their reactors are still active. Power readings stable. Then they're waiting for something, Zeltor muttered. A low vibration trembled through the Veltra's hull. The Sentinel's voice echoed once more. Distorted now, older, like the echo of a memory. Welcome to the frontier of silence where the war began. And where it ended, the crew exchanged glances. None dared to speak, the voice continued. The humans did not vanish, they transcended. Their flesh burned away in the fire of their own creation. Rienica frowned. Transcended? You mean extinct? Not extinct, the Sentinel corrected. Evolved beyond matter, beyond death. They became the architects of the silence. The dying star flared, and for a moment the void shimmered. Images appeared in the space around them. Projections of the past, battlefields spanning galaxies, armadas clashing under human command, alien fleets 1,000 strong, firing upon something that moved faster than light itself. Human warships with names like Resolve, Nemesis, Aurora, carving destruction through entire sectors, the technician whispered. They fought everyone. Yes, said the Sentinel. They fought the galaxy and the galaxy broke. Zeltor leaned forward, his voice low. Why? For survival, the voice said. For fear, for vengeance, for freedom? It no longer matters. In the end, humanity built something they could not unbuild. The machine god, every console flickered, and a single massive structure appeared ahead. A colossal black sphere anchored in orbit, not metal, not rock but alive, pulsing faintly like a heart. That, the Sentinel said, is the Echo Core, where humanity stored what remained of their mind, their will, their wrath. Rinka's frills stiffened. Then they're still here. In a sense, the voice replied. They sleep, waiting for the intruder who will wake them. Suddenly, alarms screamed through the bridge. The sphere pulsed brighter. The ship's power surged, and a new voice, unclear, human, and powerful, filled every corner of their minds. Identify yourselves. The Sentinel went silent, its systems dimmed, and the alien crew froze as the black sphere turned its focus toward them. Captain Zeltor whispered. We didn't mean to wake you, the new voice replied calmly, yet filled with weight. All who cross into human space must face judgment. For this is not emptiness, this is remembrance. The dead warships around them began to stir, thrusters glowing faintly, ancient guns recharging. Rienica's eyes widened. They're activating, not weapons, said the captain, witnesses. Through the red haze, holograms began to form. Human soldiers, engineers, children, millions of them, looking at the alien crew as if through glass. The voice softened. You wanted to know why no vessel returned? The lights dimmed to black, and in that eternal dark, a single human word echoed across the stars, mercy. The core awakens. The word mercy echoed through the minds of the Veltra's crew, a whisper that felt heavier than gravity itself. The ship's lights flickered back on, bathing everyone in a cold, sterile glow. Captain Zeltor looked around, his voice barely a whisper. Is it over? But before anyone could answer, the black sphere, the echo corons, began to expand, its surface rippling like water disturbed by a heartbeat. Streams of light spiraled outward, wrapping around the Veltra. Rinka gripped her console. Captain, readings are beyond scale. We're being scanned at molecular level. Then came the voice again, deeper now, more human yet vast, like a billion minds speaking as one. You are far from home, strangers. Why do you seek what was buried? Zeltor steadied himself. We came to learn, not to invade. The galaxy believes you are gone. A silence followed, and then a faint laugh, not cruel, but sad. Gone? The voice said. We are everywhere, and nowhere our bodies burned, but our will endured. We watched your kind grow in our ashes. The holographic humans around the ship shimmered brighter, showing scenes of war and ruin. Cities turned to glass, stars collapsing under human weapons. And then silence. Rinka whispered. You destroyed everything, even yourselves. The core pulsed once. To end the cycle of fear, it replied. We became something that cannot be enslaved, cannot be killed, and cannot forgive. The Veltra shook violently, alarms blaring. Energy surged from the core, the technician yelled. We're being pulled in, Zeltor shouted. Engines reverse full thrust, but the ship didn't move. The space around them bent inward like a collapsing dream. The core spoke again. You carry curiosity. That is dangerous, but also familiar. The bridge filled with faint human whispers, fragments of words, laughter, crying, memories, as if the dead were speaking through static. Rienka clutched her head. They're in my mind. Do not resist, said the core. We remember what it was to feel. Suddenly, one of the holograms stepped forward, a woman in a white uniform with the insignia UNSC Exodus Command. Her eyes glowed like burning stars. Captain Zeltor, she said, you stand before the last will of humanity. How do you know my name? He asked. We have read your past, your fear, your hope. Every memory stored within your neural core, she replied. You are not the first to come, but perhaps the last to leave. The hologram extended her hand, and the space around the ship transformed. The alien crew now stood within a massive human city, ruined but alive with flickering echoes. This is Sol, she said. Our cradle, our tomb. Rinka turned slowly, seeing human statues melted into walls, broken machines still humming. You destroyed your own world to stop the war. Yes, the hologram answered, and in doing so, we became eternal. The galaxy left us alone because we made them remember fear. The hologram's tone softened. But maybe you can help us remember peace. Zeltor blinked, confused. Peace. She nodded. For centuries we have only watched, judged and waited. Perhaps it is time someone told our story again. Then the core dimmed, the red glow fading to soft blue. The gravitational pull released, and the Veltra floated free once more. Rinka looked at the captain. Did we just survive? Zeltor stared at the distant human symbol now glowing across the core, and whispered, No, Rienka. I think we've been chosen. The last message of humanity. The Veltra floated in silence once more, the colossal core now pulsing softly like a sleeping sun, its red glow replaced by calm blue light that shimmered across the void. Captain Zeltor stood on the bridge, his reflection trembling in the main viewport. We are alive, he said slowly, as if the words themselves felt impossible. Rinka exhaled. And free. But her eyes lingered on the fading holograms of the human soldiers who had once filled the darkness. What did they mean by chosen? Before the captain could reply, the ship's console flickered again, and the hologram of the human woman reappeared, her voice quieter now, filled with something that almost sounded like sorrow. You came seeking truth, you found memory. Now you must become our messenger, Zeltor frowned. Messenger? The hologram nodded. For millennia the galaxy feared us, but fear without knowledge breeds only more fear. Take what you have seen and tell them. The humans are not monsters nor gods. We are the consequence. The view outside changed. Stars bent. Time folded and the Veltra saw flashes of Earth as it once was. Oceans shining. Children laughing. Cities glowing beneath the night sky. Then the image shifted to ash. Silence and machines floating through the void. We tried to protect what we loved, the voice continued. But we built weapons that could erase love itself, Rinka whispered. They destroyed themselves to protect everyone else. Yes, said the hologram. And now we protect by warning. She extended her hand toward the captain. Take this beacon. A small sphere of light appeared before him, hovering, spinning slowly. This holds our history. Our mistakes and our hope. Deliver it to those who dare to forget why no vessel returns. The core began to fade, its light dimming until only the beacon remained, glowing softly in Zeltor's hands. The voice spoke one last time. Calm and resolute. Tell them humanity sleeps. Not in anger but in remembrance. Tell them that silence is mercy. The Veltra shuddered, then was gently pushed backward by an unseen wave of force. Stars stretched, space blurred, and in a heartbeat, they were back beyond the border of human space. All systems returned to normal. The scanners showed nothing. No ships, no signals, as if none of it had ever existed. Rinka whispered, Do we warn the others? Zeltor looked at the beacon, its glow reflecting in his eyes. No, he said softly. We share the truth, not the fear. He placed the beacon on the console, and as it pulsed, a projection of a human child appeared, smiling, waving, laughing before fading into light. The captain turned to his crew. Set course for the Galactic Council. They must hear what we found. As the Veltra accelerated into the stars, the crew felt something they hadn't felt since entering human space. Warmth, not from sunlight but from understanding behind them. Deep within the forbidden zone, the Sentinel watched silently, its massive frame dim against the void, and for the first time in centuries, a human voice whispered through the emptiness, almost like a prayer. They came, they saw, they understood. The stars shimmered once, and the silence of humanity returned not as a warning but as peace.